Hey guys, what's going on? So, a lot of people have been hitting me up either Facebook or text messages or regular messages asking me about my Cleft appointment yesterday at NYU in Manhattan in New York City. So, I decided to do this quick little video because one, I haven't done a Cleft video in a very long time, and two, it's just easier to get everything out in one shot. So, I'm going to give you a brief history about everything, and then I'll dive into yesterday's appointment. So I was born with a bilateral cleft lip and palate in 1982. I had 4 procedures done between 1982 and I think it was November of 1983. So within a year, I had 4 surgeries. My next surgery, I was 11 years old. So in between that time, I started getting retainers and braces from the age of 4. At 11, in 1991, summer of 91, I had my bone graft. And during that bone graft surgery, what they ended up doing, because there was so many complications that happened, they had to reclose up my palate because it opened. We did a little bit of orthodontic work at that time because I had a tooth behind the front row, and then because of the cleft, I had a small tooth up in the gum. So they pulled that tooth before the surgery, and then they brought the tooth from behind the row to be in line with everything else. And while they did that, they did my bone graft, which means they took a sliver of bone from my left hip, and they replaced in the upper gum line on the right-hand side right up underneath my nose. And I had the closing of the palate. I had about 3 weeks of recovery for that. And then my following surgery was in 1998, where I had a normal rhinoplasty at the age of 15. Now, during my time growing up, a lot of my surgeries and procedures were done early because I was a medical guinea pig, my parents' permission, to do a lot of the surgeries that are typically done at a later stage in life. But because of that, now at the age of 36, I have to do some of these surgeries over again. In my lifetime, cleft related, I've had about 7 surgeries. So let's count them up. 4 before the age of 1, the bone graft at 11, rhinoplasty at 15. I had 2 hearing surgeries in the Army when I was 21 and 22, and then I had another nose surgery in 2016 because I was having issues breathing. I still technically had those same issues. That surgery didn't do anything. So, after all of that, I went back to NYU. The VA finally realized that there was nothing they can do for me cleft related. I needed a cleft team. And the VA doesn't have that. So I went back to NYU, which was where all of my procedures were done by Dr. Court Cutting. And now, because I am an adult, and it's been 25 years since the bone graft, we have a little bit more of a complication. So, I still have that space opening. A couple years ago in 2015, we did a 3D scan and saw that the bone graft didn't take. And for most children who have it early on, at least anybody roughly close to my age, we typically need to have it again because as you grow, the bones are supposed to grow with you, and clearly it did not take. So, because of that, my bone and the surrounding bones up there are very, very thin. And while I was in the Army, I also had my teeth capped. The first 5 up top are capped and cemented in. So for this procedure, we would have to have them removed, redo the bone graft. I have a fistula, so it's an opening, very small opening, still in the roof of my mouth, which causes me issues. I also have a deviated septum in my nose. My right side of my nose is extremely very narrow. And I even talked to him about maybe doing a lip revision Now, when you look at me, you don't see the cleft. I have these two lines right here. But compared to the lower lip, there's no fat in there. It's extremely flat. And if you put your tongue between your upper lip and your upper gums, there's that little space where you have a connection, which is extremely short. So that's another thing we're looking into doing. It probably won't be anytime soon because I'm still currently 6 weeks recovery of a Fulkerson osteotomy knee procedure. So I start physical therapy this week coming up. And I'm going to be doing a revised surgery for my breast cancer implants and around summertime. So, cleft surgeries are coming. The other issue my wife had when we went was she wanted to know if I was doing it because I think I need it or because I truly do need it. And I can see where the fine lines go back and forth. But it is confirmed that I do need these procedures, not just because I have a cleft, but because my outcome of life, my breathing, excuse me, that's another issue with it, will be a better outcome overall. So